I don't know what's going on, but 98% of the time I decide to ignore an anime, it turns out to be a solid and sometimes even turns into an amazing experience. Hey, what up anyone is watching, this is View with Ice, and today I'll just be focusing on one anime, and the reason I am doing this is because it made a very big impression on me. Also, please like and subscribe for more anime content because it motivates me to make even more videos. They may be mediocre videos, but I assure you the recommendations are top notch, and that is especially true for today's anime. We are almost in the middle of 2024 and so far we have gotten a wide variety of great anime to debut this year. Shows like The Fable, Kaiju Number 8, The Witch and the Beast, Windbreaker, Mysterious Disappearances, The New Gate, Viral Hit, Mr. Villain's Day Off, Ninja Kamui, and that is just to name a few. And while I was focusing on all of those anime, I overlooked something, and I'll be honest with you, this was another judge a book by its cover situation, and I was yet again proven wrong by this particular book. Our anime here today is something called Dungeon Meshi. The story here follows a group of dungeon adventurers who fail to kill a red dragon. In their unsuccessful attempt to slay this mythical beast, one of the members of their party got eaten by said beast. But right before she got swallowed by the dragon, she casted a teleportation spell to get the rest of the group to safety. And since the group was still loyal to her, they decided to go back into the dungeon to rescue their friend before she gets digested. However, they are stuck with a problem because they lost all of their supplies and food stock on their previous quest. And their brokenness inspired something I would call a desperation idea. One of the members of the party came up with the ingenious plan of eating the monsters they defeat in the dungeon. The other members of the group were of course appalled by the idea, but their minds were quickly changed after they met a dwarf early in their travels who has been cooking these monsters for 10 years now, and he has a wealth of experience concerning monster cuisine. They then team up with the dwarf with the mission of getting their teammate back, and this also puts them on a new and exciting adventure of eating various new foods and exploring new locations in the dungeon. You know, I am starting to think that Dungeon Meshi is going to be 2024's Frieren Beyond Journey's End. Both are completely different stories of course, but they are both shows that I initially didn't pay no mind to, but ultimately fell in love with. And just like I felt that Frieren was the best debuting anime of the previous year, I am starting to feel the exact same way with Dungeon Meshi. I may be jumping the gun with this one, but that is just because it is just that good. I also love the fact that this story here isn't an isekai. I'm not sitting on isekai because I'm actually starting to like the genre even more than I liked it a few years ago, but almost every adventure anime these days has to feature a reincarnated type element, and I really don't want every single adventure fantasy to follow that route. Everyone's experience may be different from mine, but I personally feel that I haven't watched a single bad episode so far. I haven't even had the urge to forward a scene or look away from a scene. And that may just be because every episode feels like it takes you on a completely different adventure. The story of course has its core mission, and that mission is to get their fallen comrade back before she gets digested by the dragon. But on the expedition to fight this monster, it feels like they go on a different journey with each episode, and I love that about it. Another thing about Dungeon Meshi is that most of the time it can be very light-hearted, but it can also turn into a dark story very quickly. There are so many different elements to this anime, and that is why I decided to make a video just for this singular anime, because this isn't just an anime, this is a whole experience. It gives you a little bit of everything, and I feel it does that perfectly. While you would think there's only a singular focus in the story, it actually expands even more. There is so much more going on here, but even though there are a decent amount of moving parts, it is still very easily digestible. You don't get overwhelmed with information, and to top it all off, it is also just a genuinely funny anime. I know, I am clearly sounding like I'm overhyping this, but the way things are going, I feel like Dungeon Meshi is to me personally, what Demon Slayer was to the world in 2019. I know that makes me sound like a little bit of a psychopath, but the show just blew me away. We also have decent animation. It is nothing too out of this world, but I feel it is solid. It can switch up from time to time depending on the scene and look even more amazing. A lot of times when we watch something, we often get the idea of what we might change to make the show better. In this case, I wouldn't want to change anything. I have watched 22 episodes so far and there hasn't been a single episode I dislike or would want to change. In the title of this video, I call this the best anime of 2024. I may of course be speaking prematurely because this year has had some great releases and I am sure there are even more great anime coming soon, but so far, Dungeon Meshi stands above all other new 2024 anime, in my opinion. I think a few videos ago, I proclaimed Kaiju number 8 as the best new anime for 2024. I'll have to humbly retract that statement and place Dungeon Meshi on top of that mountain. This anime really has a lot going for it. It features magic, great main characters, incredible side characters, great comedy, an incredible adventure, plot twists, brutality, food, monster fights, and more. So I think you can understand why I'm going on about this anime like a complete psychopath. But on that note, I feel I'm gonna end this video. Please like and subscribe, and even if you don't like the video, please subscribe because maybe the next video might just be the one you are looking for, and I really do hope you love Dungeon Meshi like I do, or even more. Thanks for watching.